So, hello there everyone and welcome, it is Niran here, and today it is time for me to welcome you to yet another episode of our FIFA 19 Wolves career mode. Now, today we are firmly in and amongst the January transfer window. Last time we had the first half of January, but it was unclear on what we'd be doing because this squad and this team overall is so good and has a lot of depth that it can be a little bit difficult to figure out where I should improve it. The problems as well lie in the fact that some of the players that I'm wanting to replace, maybe your Johnny Ottos or Hakim Ziyechs, we can't get rid of because they've only just signed for the club. So I put a decision down to you guys last time and I got a lot of comments and a lot of feedback on some of the positions that I can improve upon. Got a list of those players already noted down. And I also put up a poll deciding whether I should listen to offers and negotiate for pretty much everyone or only certain players. So today we'll be carrying out the answer to that one, and hopefully that should spark a little bit more entertainment in this transfer window. Diogo Jota has been in some cracking form in this series recently, and he was your winner of Player of the Episode from last time once again, which means he gets an extra 3 points, which means now he is eligible to be potential boosted in this transfer window because he's got more than 10 points to his name overall. Second place in that vote was Morgan Gibbs-White, who grabbed himself a brace in the QPR game last time out. He gets 2 points, and Munir finished in third, so he gets an extra 1 to his tally. No offers just yet, so we might as well get into the first game of today's episode, away from home against Stoke City. Back with the usual 4-1-2-1-2. Diogo Jota, who was player of the episode last time, starts. We've got Munir and Martinez up top. Vinagre and Jackson, the youngsters, once again starting this one. I might as well say it now, get the usual excuse out of the way, but I've not played this game in a while. Obviously, we have been in ridiculous form recently. We only dropped our first points last episode since mid-November. We haven't lost a game in the league since mid-November. Only 4 losses in 20 across the course of the season, which sees us 1 point now behind Manchester United. Ziyech and Martinez there will be hopefully 2 influential players for ourselves. Martinez still hasn't really kicked into the form that we saw from him last year. Having said that, he hasn't really needed to overall. The quality of the rest of the side has improved so much, like, comparatively, that it's okay that he's not quite in his top gear. Back down the line now for Diogo Jota. Men in the middle, one of which is Martinez with the bicycle kick. Well saved by Butland. Out wide is Adama Traore in a lot of space now. This is Adama Traore. Cuts it back towards Munir. Brilliant touch. Brilliant goal. Oh my goodness me. Munir. That is absolutely illegal. What a goal! Literally the first big chance of the game, 22 minutes gone. Adama in space, cuts it back. Oh my god, that scorpion kick touch. Oh my word, no, Munir, that's dirty. And he volleys it in, or half volleys it in. Oh my goodness me. Munir, stop it. I was literally talking at the start about how Munir stepped up and it's meant that Martinez hasn't had to do everything on his own. That was a classy goal. That is a really classy goal from Munir. Still Joe Allen fending off Diogo Jota, puts the ball in and Babu deals with it. Jackson's come a long way to punch, probably didn't need to. Etebo here into Mbolo, well saved though by Jackson, sweeping up the carnage that he created by storming about 12 yards out of his goal when he really didn't need to. Insto loses the ball to Vinagre, and Ziyech can spread it out to the Portuguese fullback. Here he is again, Ruben Vinagre. He's got options centrally. One of them is Munir. Through the centre now is Hakim Ziyech. He tries to dink it over Butland, and it goes in off the defender. It's an awful goal for Stoke to concede, but it is a second for us. Build-up play, really, really nice. From back to front, really good movement, really good one-touch passing play. But the actual ending to the goal is disgusting, really. Ziyech maybe overran it just a tiny little bit. Butland gets something on it, and it bounces off the post. And then Martin's Indy, I mean, it's one to forget. Great ball through to try and find Braille Mbolo. Maguire's going to have to come across. Jackson does enough at the near post, though. Stoke with yet another corner in this game. Ball in towards Mbolo. Jackson was lost in the crowd, and Braille Mbolo should have got Stoke back in this game. He's a striker I've actually been looking at myself, but he's had plenty of chances in this game, and he's been very unclinical with all of them. So Ruben Neves sees Adama in acres of space, and he's found him. Joseph Martinez is through the middle. It's into Joseph Martinez. He's hit the post, though, and that should have been the third goal, and that should have killed off the game before half-time. Allen clips that one over the top to Matchis. Great first-time ball into Mbolo, and that, again, should have been 2-1. I have no idea how Mbolo has not scored in this game. Munir's clipped that over the top brilliantly for Ziyech. Well saved by Butland. Went for the volley. He could have taken it longer, but I just wanted a spectacular goal again. I'm not going to lie. Meccano down the line here for Adama Traore. Central there. Great ball to find Martinez. That's over now towards Diogo Jota. And that is 3. We've been knocking on the door a little bit, and Diogo Jota completes the victory. That is it. Game, set, and match. The 3 points are going back with us to Wolverhampton. Great work from Adama. He cuts inside. Martinez with a dink over into Jota. First time volley into the bottom corner. Yet another classy finish, and yet another goal contribution from Diogo Jota, who's literally been on fire recently. He's the player of the episode from last time, and if he keeps up the performances like in this game, he could easily be the player of the episode again next time. I think at this point we just want to try and keep the clean sheet, really. There's no need to be doing anything ridiculous. We've got the game sorted, although having said that, Diogo Jota's on the ball to the back stick for Adama, and that is 4 yet again. A beautiful little goal. Adama Traore adds himself to the score sheet, and it's 4. What a performance this has been attacking-wise. Stoke obviously chucking players forward. The game was done anyway, really, but you might as well try and get a consolation. All over the top to Jota. Adama was completely unmarked at the back post, and he gets in on the act with the volleys now as well. That's 3 in one game, son. Jota now with an assist as well as a goal. That kid is in magnificent form after a difficult first season. It's a game of what could have been if their top striker, Breel Mbolo, had stuck away his chances in the first half. In the end, it's a bit flattering for us. A 4-0 win, 3 points back to the Molineux, but a good enough performance to take the victory, I feel. Man of the match, Adama Traore, 9.4 for him, but Diogo Jota gets the same rating. I've got to agree, the 2 wingers were absolutely insane. Yet again, nothing doing in a transfer market at the moment. No bids at all for any of our players. So again, we're going to jump into a second game now. Now, this is an important one. This is the Carabao Cup semi-final, second leg against Cardiff City. We've made life relatively difficult for ourselves actually going into this one because it's only 1-1 on aggregate. We do have an away goal, but that only counts after extra time. Big game this. We're 1 fixture away from a second appearance at Wembley in a final. The first time we were victorious, we obviously beat Manchester United in the Carabao Cup final last year, so we're looking to retain the trophy, but Cardiff made us work a lot for the victory last time out, and Bobby Reid is the man in form. 3 goals in his last 3 matches in this competition. Once again, as I mentioned in the first leg, Cardiff have been relegated at this point in the save, so they're technically a championship side, but realistically they've still got the quality of at least a promotion candidate in the championship. They're not exactly an awful side like QPR, for example. No offense, QPR, you were awful when I played you on this game. Having said that, they forced us to a replay. Maybe they were. I don't know. Look, what I'm trying to say is they're a good side. However, we've taken the lead against them immediately. Unbelievable. It's just written in the stars, isn't it? Joseph Martinez has put us in front with a looping header that was so easy that I didn't even need to be concentrating on what I was doing. Jadon Sancho's just clipped it in. Martinez has just noggin it over the keeper and it's looped in. Simple as you like. I don't know what else to say. It's just nobody is picking up Martinez. It's a really clever finish though, I've got to say, because it's quite difficult to get any power on a ball like that. The ball in from Sancho was a very floaty cross really, but he's clever to try and loop it over the keeper rather than just power it into one of the corners. So fair play to Martinez. A lot of space here. Johnny Otto once again with poor positioning has allowed Chineros some space inside here for Patterson. And first time, Patterson finds the net from range. And suddenly, having found it so easy to go in front, we are now level. And Cardiff have cancelled out our away goal from the first leg. All of that coming from Johnny Otto, again being out of position. He did so well in season 1, but every time I play the geese, he's at fault for something. If he's not out of position, Maguire doesn't have to come across, and Patterson isn't free on the edge of the area. In fairness, it is still a ridiculously good finish. Still Munir on the ball. Goodness me, he's turned into trouble, but he plays it back now into Ruben Neves. Can try and clip it through. It's for Diogo Jota, but he misses the kick completely. Oh no, Jota, that's the first thing you've done wrong in about 4 episodes, son. Munir central now for Ziyech. This is a lovely little move. Dinked over here for Martinez. Dinked over again into Jadon Sancho in space. Well saved by Smithies. Munir on a turn. Now it's into Hakim Ziyech. Oh my word, Ziyech, how have you missed that one? Smithies rooted to the spot with the second shot and he's missed it by a pretty decent amount as well. Oh, Ziyech on your favoured left foot as well. You've got to be scoring that one. Smithies, in fairness to him, did well to close down the angle for Sancho's shot. I didn't want to take it first time because he was in a lot of space, but Smithies came out really quickly and dealt with it. But Ziyech definitely should have scored into the mix again. It'll be Neves. It's towards Ziyech, who's never going to win the ball in that area. Bolly was on the edge of the air. Why was Bolly on the edge of the area? As one of our tallest players, maybe that's why, because he's now found Hakim Ziyech. What a finish! Oh my goodness me! Hakim Ziyech should have scored in the first half, but he scored now. And what a goal it is to give us the lead back in the tie. I was just complaining Willy Bolly should have been in the area. He's literally our tallest player. He was on the edge of the area. Unbelievable slide tackle to win the ball back off Patterson, I think. Then plays it into Ziyech, who first time, right on the edge of the area, has blasted it into the top corner. If that is the goal that sends us to Wembley, it is fully deserving of doing so. No chance for Smithies in goal. That is right into the top bin. And we have our lead back. However, in this position, one more goal from Cardiff, and they go through on away goals. Ruben Neves trying to play the ball through. Well won, though, by Ziyech. Sancho into Neves. That's over to Diogo Jota. What a save from Smithies onto his own crossbar. That is top quality goalkeeping to deny Diogo Jota. Wow. I don't know how we haven't scored a third. If Cardiff go through to the final of this Carabao Cup or win it or whatever, then that save from Smithies will be defined as the changing moment. That was absolutely unreal. 1 minute of regulated time left. We'll be going into injury time shortly. It's Bobby Reed over towards Rolls. Challenge from Mbabu to the edge of the area here for Loic de Moore with the shot deflected off Bolly. Corner kick here for Cardiff with literally no time left. We're 20 seconds over the amount of time we should have had. Goalkeeper's not been sent forward by Cardiff. The ball is in deep. Max Jackson needs to claim and he does so. And that is the final action of the game. Hearts beating through Wolves fans' chests at the end of the football match. But in the end, we will be progressing to the League Cup final for a second year in a row. Man of the match, interestingly enough, was Willy Bolly. Of course, got the assist for the second goal, the match-winning goal in the end, and was very solid defensively too. It'll be Chelsea as well that we face in the final after we beat Cardiff 3-2 on aggregate. They go through on away goals against West London rivals Fulham. Now this is an interesting offer. We've got a £16.6 million offer from Hoffenheim for Jonathan David. Now, bearing in mind, Jonathan David is a very promising player, but he's had little to no influence, really, on us, to be fair. He scored a couple of times. He scored in the Europa League. He scored in the Cup. I think he scored twice in the league, but overall, his finishing leaves a little bit to be desired. We're going to go ahead and negotiate this one. I don't want to delegate it. I want to negotiate it. Apparently, we could ask for as much as 25 mil, but I'm going to propose a new transfer fee, and we're going to ask for £21.5 million. We don't want this negotiation to fall through, so Hoffenheim are willing to pay 21.5 mil for Jonathan David. I understand he's a very, very promising player, but this would be a massive bit of business and a lot of profit. Nice to see a bit of growth as well in training at the moment. Adama Traore up to 79 now, same rating as Jadon Sancho. Game 3 now, we're facing Walsall. Kind of a slight local situation here, I suppose, between Wolves and Walsall. This is an FA Cup round 4 tie, so we're back in the cup once again. We'll be hoping that the cup curse we had last time out is gone. We don't want another replay in the FA Cup. Fixture congestion will be an absolute joke. The Youth Academy players like Lawal, Bennett, Jackson playing. We've got Lloyd Kelly and Connor Cody coming in. And Jonathan David, if he is off to Hoffenheim, this will be his final chance to show off what he can do in front of the Wolves players and the Wolves fans as well. So in Emirates FA Cup action once again, and again playing against lower league opposition. Patrick Bennett, who always impresses, does Patrick Bennett when he plays. Remember him getting a very good assist in a Europa League game recently. Over to Helder Costa with an awful first touch again. That's a couple of times now that's happened. Andreas Pereira and Helder Costa now. Walsall come forward here with Ferrier and just wide of Max Jackson's post. First actual chance of the game then goes to Walsall after 18 minutes. We've looked a little bit dodgy, especially in possession. Our passing not up to its usual scratch, I don't feel, in this game. Lawal, Gibbs White. This is Jonathan David. Andreas Pereira's not getting on that one. Again, very poor ball from Jonathan David. Maybe proving why he's not really getting more of a chance in the side as Walsall come forward again, but once more, a simple save for Max Jackson to make. Edwards there, deflected cross. It's found Cook, and again, Walsall want to start taking these chances soon. They've made Jackson work quite a few times already now, but once again, simple save for our Youth Academy graduate. Costa can try and flick that one over towards Gibbs White again. El Shanawi gets there. Costa tries to flick it over everybody, but it's easily cleared in the end. Very disappointing first half. We have been awful. Having come off the back of two really good performances, I know it's a change of personnel, maybe that's the reason why these players maybe aren't in form, but we've been shocking. Here come Walsall again with Edwards, blazed wide. Again, another chance. We've actually, I cannot stress how bad we've actually been. It's really bad. We may need an injection of new personnel because we are not looking good at the moment, though Helder Costa has cut inside and it almost deflected badly for Walsall. In the end, it went straight at the goalkeeper. Finding Jonathan David. This is now over to Andreas Pereira with the finesse. Good little effort, but a good save from El Shanawi. He's creating some chances now here in this second half as the ball comes in. Straight at the goalkeeper. He's not made a very good job of it. It's bouncing around the area. Might come to Patrick Bennett, who completely miscues in the end. A yellow card for Pereira will be his final action. As you can see, he's absolutely toasted in terms of stamina. We'll change the formation because we've not got a very good, another very good centre mid on the bench that I could probably rely on. Sanchez will become an attacking mid. Costa will go to the left-hand side and we'll bring on an extra striker in the form of Munir. All cards put down on the table, though. The dice has been rolled its maximum amount of times. 3 changes all made inside the first 65 minutes. So we've taken a bit of a risk here. Ball swinging here from the corner. Cook gets his head on it. Vinagre just completely under no pressure at all. Can just bring the ball away, really, and he'll pump it long. And that could be the absolute ball of the century into Munir. Oh my word. What an assist from Ruben Vinagre. Oh my god, that is Route 1 football at its absolute most disgusting. Munir off the bench might have saved us again. I cannot believe what I have just seen. What have I just witnessed? What have I just witnessed? Ruben Vinagre with the ball of the century. Fresh legs from Munir means he gets there ahead of the defenders and he's never going to miss from there. But oh my god, I was bad-mouthing Ruben Vinagre earlier because defensively he's been shocking. I don't know whether he's just running low on stamina. He's played a lot of games recently. So meanwhile, we've got another chance here because Kelvin Lawal was in a good position, but he's blazed it wide over the bar. Maybe a lack of composure in that position from the young Nigerian. Should have done better. Should have grabbed himself his second goal as a Wolves player there. The centre here is Jonathan David. He gets there ahead of the defenders, but then pulls up injured. Kelvin Lawal trying to get on the ball. It's still Kelvin Lawal, brought down by Corey Roberts. Obviously, we made all of our substitutions now as well. So Jonathan David hobbles over to take the throw-in, but he's got to kind of recover. He's not coming off the pitch because we can't, unless we go down to 10 men, obviously. Don't know whether that'll stall any sort of move for Jonathan David from Hoffenheim as Wan-Bissaka puts that into the box. Jonathan David with the karate kick. He's clearly got enough in the locker to still pull that out whilst injured, but Diare Samaseku into Kelvin Lawal through to Munir, and that's 2-0. It's flattering, but Munir gets his second of the game. Really nice ball through from Lawal. Intricate, eye of the needle stuff, and that is pretty much game, set, and match now. In the last 20 seconds, Samaseku into Lawal, through to Munir, and into the bottom corner from the Spaniard, and he looks like a really, really good contender for player of the episode. He has been so good since bringing him in. To say we got him for free from Barcelona, that is game over. Final action of the game is that second for Munir. Absolutely no guesses at who got man of the match. 9.3 rating for the man who got both goals, Munir. So Jonathan David has now been sold. We've been allocated a £19 million of that, and what it means for us is we now have 42 million quid. That is a lot. So finally, we've got some transfer activity. It's taken 28 days of this January transfer window, but we're gonna have to spring into life. life. We've got the money from Jonathan David. That's all well and good. We're going to have to bring in a replacement for him. But one thing I saw in the comment section overwhelmingly was that we needed another winger. In my opinion, bit of a questionable one. We've got obviously Jota, Sancho, Adama, and Helder Costa in the side already, but I'm going to satisfy everyone. First of all, we've got David Neres, Brazilian. We're going to offer a transfer fee, and I think because he's only got 1 year of his contract or 6 months of his contract left, he is available for quite cheap according to my CEO. They would like 25.6 and a 10% sell-on clause. Going to counter that and drop it a little bit lower to 23.5, and the Ajax representative is fine with that one. So a fee of £23.5 million agreed for Brazilian youngster David Neres. Now, option number 2 is going to be a questionable one, and actually depends if we can even afford it. Wilfred Zaha was bounded around in the comment section quite a lot, so we've met up with Roy Hodgson to discuss the Ivorian. Now, his valuation is £27.5 million. I think we're going to struggle to keep him below 35 or 40 million pounds, which is really what our budget is, especially when you take into account his wages. So, now, interestingly enough, Hakim Ziyech is actually available as a swap. I was looking for João Moutinho. I was going to put Moutinho on the table. They'd want a striker, fullback, or a centre-back. Oh, we could offer Johnny Otto. Oh, guys, I'm really tempted. I know, Wolves fans, I realise Johnny Otto's literally just signed for you on a permanent basis in real life, but if we do, that's a way of getting him off the books. I'm not gonna lie, we'll have to probably bring in a left back next episode, but we can cross that bridge when we get there, okay? Crystal Palace want 31.6 mil. Plus Johnny Otto, are you dizzy, fam? £28.7 million plus Johnny Otto has been accepted. That's a ridiculous amount of money. And the final of the 3 that we're going to be looking at in this one is Bruma from RB Leipzig, who we've looked at before actually in this series. I think he came a close second or third to Hakim Ziyech in terms of being brought in as a number 10. This time he'd be being deployed as a winger, a very pacey customer. But anyway, £25 million, or yeah, we'll go for £25 million. That was the lower boundary given to me by my CEO. RB Leipzig want £33.4 million. That's a little bit steep, so we'll propose a new transfer fee. 30.9. They're really testing my patience, but I'll accept it. It leaves us £11 million to bring in another striker if we decide to go with that deal. But those are your 3 options. Regardless, as I mentioned, your 3 options are there. Bruma from RB Leipzig, 82 rated, but the most expensive out of the lot. David Neres, the cheapest of the lot, but only 81 rated. He is the only natural right winger, though, out of this situation. And then finally, Wilfred Zaha, who's a bit more versatile and can play up top as well, so can even work as the backup striker too. Regardless of that, though, those are your options. Wilfred Zaha, David Neres, and Bruma. In the top right of the screen, there'll be a poll for you guys to decide which of these 3 we bring in. They're all within our price range. We've got £40 million to spend, but bear in mind, we will probably need to try and bring in a left back and a striker. I mean, it depends who we bring in. In the meantime, though, Manchester United still top of the table by 1 point now over ourselves in second place. We've extended an 8-point gap over third placed Spurs, and then Liverpool round out your top 4 in the Champions League places. And now in the background, you'll be able to see the Hall of Fame. This is where all the records and accolades are kept for this series. Interesting race going on as always for the assist list, but also for most appearances. Rui Patricio may well have been overtaken in this episode because he didn't play once. Max Jackson played in between the sticks in all 3 of the games. And also, finally, in the top right of the screen, there'll be a second poll for you, as well as the transfer activity for your player of the episode. There's a couple of contenders, a couple of strong contenders for sure. That, though, is the end of today's FIFA 19 Wolves Career Mode episode. Been a pretty bumper-packed one, and at least some transfer activity at the end. It looks as if we are now going to have a pretty good transfer window in terms of dealings and ins and outs and stuff, which is nice to see, and hopefully we'll be able to improve the side a decent amount as well. If you enjoyed this video, though, slap a like on it and subscribe if you are new to the channel. You can also follow me on social media these days too. My Twitter and Insta are @theofficialfng, and links are down below. But it's been a pleasure ranting at you guys today. Have a great day, enjoy yourselves, and goodbye.
I've been smoking and drinking. Say the weed and the voice got me thinking skeptical. Boy, you better know when I'm under the influence. If I say shit, then I meant it all. Had a flashback when I used to kick ball, and the coach told me I weren't technical. Man, I lost all the air in my lungs, and it's like man took a low blow to the testicles. Now you see the spare time, I invest it all to the music. Dug deep, now I'm seeing improvements. Still forcing the ink on the